Α. Οκ.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall in the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Κάνει διακοπές ρε παιδιά το stream. Τι κάνει? Γιατί γίνεται αυτό τώρα εδώ? Σκάει το stream μόνο του. Σοβαρά τώρα δεν ξέρω τι φάση περνάει. Μου δείχνει ότι όλα είναι κομπλέ ρε παιδιά. Γιατί έτσι τώρα?
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Ωραία, άρα πρέπει να φύγω από εδώ. Ναι, βγαίνει όμως έξω. Ναι. Νάτε πάλι. Βγάζει τέτοιο. Εμάς να μιλάμε. Πω.
It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Τι γίνεται ρε φίλε εδώ?
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you
Barry.
talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Μάλιστα.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow, I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
Άλλα.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake.
Smartwood.
Later!
Αυτό ήταν Smartwood που μόλις είδα.
Max.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And
Hey,
she was
Bear.
very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself.
Φέρω το και αυτό εδώ.
What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No!
Θα φας
Look,
ξύλο
Barry,
άμα
I'm
συνεχίσεις.
missing a week, and someone's got Alice, and everything's just...
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Τι θα τη μίλαγε.
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Μάλιστα.
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm. Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster.
Περίμενε γιατί ψάχνουμε ένα
You
φόρουμ
gotta
τώρα να...
talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing is... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Σταμάτησες σαν να τελειώνουμε. Άντε.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Okay.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Ωραία.
Look, Al, you're
Σταμάτα
asking
να
me to
μιλάς.
believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and
Κούρασε.
eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an out.
Κούρασε ήδη αυτός ο βλάκας.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Κρυώσαμε το βιντεάκι.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Γιατί προλάβω ρε παιδί. Κάτσε, εδώ δεν ήταν που είχα έρθει με την άλλη στην αρχή, από εδώ που ξεκίνησαν όλα. Γιατί δεν μπορώ να βγω έξω. Ούτε από εδώ. Άστο καλά. Σιγά δεν το θυμάμαι εγώ πριν να σου πω την αλήθεια. Και τώρα Παπα, έχει τέτοιο ρε εδώ. Δεν το είδαμε. Έχει ένα θερμό. Ποιο είναι το lover speak ρε?
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with your spirit every step of the way, Al. Watch the door now.
Page. Εδώ
Barry
είμαστε.
had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Okay. Πάρουμε τίποτα από εδώ.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Τι? Άρα κατεβαίνουμε forest όντως τώρα κάτω.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Για να δούμε τι έχει εδώ. Οπα. Φέρτα.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like? My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Taking the
Οκ. Δεν έχουμε κάτι άλλο εδώ. Όπα. Τι γίνεται ρε? Έρχεται αυτός. Έρχεται. Έρχεται. Lover speak. Εδώ πρέπει να πάμε. Αυτό, εδώ είναι που είμαστε τώρα. Όχι. Ui! Εννοείται δεν έχει πως εδώ. Άντε πάλι αυτό με την τηλεόραση.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
Phone. Δεν θέλει το χρησιμοποιείς. Να δούμε. Checkpoint. Πήραμε και σελίδουλα.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Λοιπόν, πάμε. Συνεχίζουμε. Κάτι άλλο εδώ, όχι. Άρα κατεβαίνουμε κάτω. Κοιτάμε και για κόκκινα κουτιά, Όπα. Άρχισε να βλέπει φλασιές αυτό. Τι γίνεται, ρε? Τι έγινε εδώ? Α, εδώ είναι, νάτος. Τον είδα.
Hello?
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Τον βλέπω για νεκρό αυτόν.
This couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Get the lights on.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Page. Page.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Όπα. Και άλλο page εδώ.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Δεν ανοίγει εδώ. Πώς κάνουμε τα fuses τώρα εδώ να τα ανοίξουμε? Περτά. Να το.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty!
Όπα.
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Νάτος. Αίμα ρε φίλε.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals.
Φύγει τώρα.
Is only those prisoners who purchase a park fishing license obey the park ranger's instructions at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never approach closer than 100 yards. Two bears and wolves never approach any other wildlife closer than 25 yards. Pets must be leashed at all times. Never leave your pet unattended. It is against the law to remove any natural objects or historical artifacts from the park grounds. This includes even rocks you may
Πού πήγε?
or even simple berries.
Πήγε βλάκα από εδώ. Under a thin layer of skin. Μπράβο, έτσι. Ρούφα το. Καλά. Wow! Όχι. Τέλειωσε η μουσική, τέλος και αυτή. Μάλλον. Πώς έφτασε μέχρι εδώ? Αίματα. Οι αίματες, πώς τις έμαγες. Είστε και πήρετης. Τώρα. Να δούμε αν γυρνάει το ρεύμα. Μπορούμε να ανοίξουμε το ρεύμα. Εννοείται πως όχι. Όχι, πάμε έξω. Έξω πάλι. Πρέπει να κινηθούμε τώρα. Εδώ αυτό το κτίριο. Όχι. Δεν είναι το Lover Pick ρε φίλε που λέει. Να έχει πώς εδώ κάτω. Έχει πώς εδώ κάτω. Άρα από εκεί πρέπει να πάμε. Για να πάμε από εκεί, μάλλον κάνουμε κύκλο. Όχι, δεν νομίζω φίλε. Τι ακούστηκε έτσι τώρα. Πρέπει να γυρίσω πίσω τώρα εγώ. Κάνω μαλακία. Παίζει να κάνω βλακία ρε φίλε. Δεν πρέπει να θέλει να γυρίσω πίσω. Εδώ έχω έρθει. Ο Page.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Κάπου είχε φως, το χάσα. Εδώ. Εδώ πρέπει να πάω. Τι κάνει ακριβώς τώρα αυτό? Δεν ξέρω παιδάκια μου, δεν ξέρω. Έχει φως από εδώ πάντως. Να το. Αλλά από εδώ... Πώς μπορώ να πάω εκεί? Πώς μπορώ να κατέβω εδώ κάτω? Πρέπει να μπορέσω να περάσω αυτή την πύλη από εδώ. Μήπως πρέπει να βγαίνω από εδώ έξω, ρε παιδιά. Α, όχι, από εδώ έξω. Ναι. Φέρτα, φέρτα. Ωραία και... έλα ρε. Αυτό δεν είχα βρει τόση ώρα. Μ' άρεσε τους ήχους.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Μάλιστα. Έχει και αυτό σε πάνω τώρα πρόβλημα. Ναι, άρα βρήκαμε όλα τα
In that
pages.
last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Τώρα ανεβαίνω, ήρθα από εδώ, πάω έτσι. Οκ. Κάνω. Lover's Peak.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Πού ρε, όχι ρε. Wow, πόσα είναι ρε μπρο. Κάτσε να φίλε. Εδώ, έχει φως επάνω. Τι κάνει το gamer φίλε. Έλα εσύ την κανιά. Πάμε στο κανίδι τώρα φίλε, cool. Rich Lover Peak λέει ρε. Πάει τώρα. Πάνω. Για να μας έδωσε στην κανιά παιδιά τώρα. Σημαίνει ότι έχει να γίνει μάχη εδώ καλή. Κάτσε από εδώ δεν πέρασα ρε παιδιά. Εδώ δεν κατέβηκα. Lover's Peak με πάει από εδώ. Αυτό. It's a cave. Cave είναι αυτό τώρα εδώ. Τι κι άλλο shotgun. Όχι. Πάμε ρε παιδιά. Βγήκαμε εδώ τώρα. Κάναμε κύκλο. Οκ. Άρα κάτσε να πάρουμε και τα κίτρινα τεβελάκια εδώ. Εδώ. Άρα συνεχίζουμε. Από εδώ μου λέει. Α, για το όπλο ήταν όλο αυτό, ρε. Εδώ δεν κάνει κάτι, κύκλος κάνει, Όχι. Πάμε πάλι έξω. Το Lower Peak ρε φίλε, εκεί πέρα ήμασταν πριν, γιατί έτσι. Έλα, ξελαχάνιασε λίγο. Πάμε. Lower Peak, πάμε από εδώ. Ωραία. Εκεί ήρθαμε νομίζω. Το Lower Peak λέει από εδώ. Lower Peak ξανά λέει από εδώ. Τι λες ρε. Ναι. Γαμώ το. Έλα. Αυτό ήτανε. Μ' άρεσε που κάνει ακόμα έτσι όμως τώρα. Έλα. Ωραία. Φέρε άμμο εδώ. Πέταξε εδώ για το τηλέφωνο άλλος, Εννοείται. Το Love Repack πως κατά είναι ρε φίλε, το ψάχνουμε τόση ώρα ρε.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Έχουμε άλλη σελίδα. Όπου έχει πολύ πράγμα εδώ να βρούμε ρε. Checkpoint. Τι είναι αυτό ρε. Πάμε σωστά για να δω. Όχι πάλι ρε μαλάκα. Έλα. Έχω και 3 μπαταρίες ακόμα. Φτάνουμε. Εδώ πέρα πρέπει να είμαστε. Checkpoint, τέλεια. Έχω χαθεί λίγο τώρα. Το Lover Point πηγαίναμε. Τι λες φίλε. Είσαι με τα καλά σου μου φαίνεται. Εδώ δεν είναι Lover Point ρε φίλε. Lover Point λέει από εδώ. Α, θα περάσω από εδώ ρε. Έχουμε και ένα page.
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
Τώρα έχουμε checkpoint, αλλά πρέπει να βρω μπαταρίες, παιδιά. Δεν έχω μπαταρίες καθόλου. Εκεί δεν αυτό. Ωραία. Δεν έχει καθόλου κάτω. Όχι. Άρα παίρνουμε αυτό για να πάμε απέναντι. Έλα η βολτίτσα. Lower Peak, άντε ρε φίλε να φτάσουμε και τέλος στο Lower Peak. Πώς. Όχι ρε. Έλα πάλι αυτή.
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming.
More of them coming.
That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
You can see them too?
Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake! You better keep up. Monster!
Oh!
Lover's Peak. Right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do, Wake.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it. A little longer. Scare them off. Get some light on those bastards. That'll keep them off us. Just a little longer. I almost got it. Okay, it's open. Move it or lose it.
Πώς θα ζήσει.
Better get ready. They'll be on us soon. This is it, Wake. A last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program.
Τι εννοήσα? Τι είναι αυτό? Έλα, πόσα είναι? Τι είναι αυτό? Το βγάλαμε.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her up.
Τι κάνει ρε φίλε αυτός? Δώσ' του ρε. Πάει, ξεκινήστε.
No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
Έλα.
He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move. On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant, until now.
Ναι, δεν έχουν μπαταρίες όμως, καθόλου για το κακό. Make it through the wounds λέει. Έλα, μπαταρίες. Εδώ. Εδώ. Αμέ. Αυτό κατέβηκα, από εδώ πάω. Ναι. Oh!
Rusty had warned me about these traps. It hurt like hell. I was scared.
Άλλη παγίδα εδώ. Άλλη παγίδα εδώ. Oh! Πρέπει να πάμε ρε φίλε. Μάλλον εδώ ακολουθούμε τις παγίδες, Φέρτα, χρειαζόμαστε.
Sarah didn't care about the legal threats Wake's agent had made. She let Wake go without argument, because there was something about him she couldn't quite put her finger on, something that reminded her of her father. She didn't think Wake would hurt his wife. Then she thought about the way he waded into Hartman, that hair-trigger rage flaring up without warning.
Μάλιστα. Αυτό πώς κατεβαίνουμε εδώ τώρα? Από εδώ, Εδώ. Όχι. Θα κάνουμε αυτό. Πάμε από εδώ. Για να κάνει checkpoint. Έσω. Στα πού? Στα πού ρε μπρο? Πού ρε? Ρε βλάκα. Πάρε και page.
The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
γκανιά. Ωραία, πάμε να ξεκινήσουμε εδώ. Δώσ' το. Make it through the woods, ρε φίλε, ακόμα. Εδώ κάτω τι είναι αυτό? Flare. Τι κάνουμε, μπαίνουμε. Checkpoint. Γάμο τόστα, ωραία τόστα. Γάμο. Έλα, δώσ' το. Ωραία, πήραμε και πράγματα. Εδώ πάνω. Από εδώ, έτσι. Η ατμόσφαιρα έχει γίνει πολύ δυνατή. Πώς περνάμε να πάμε? Α, να το από εκεί, ρε. Βλάκα, βλάκα. Μπαταρίες θέλουμε, μπρο. Όπα, εδώ αυτό. Παίρνουμε, όχι βέβαια. Τι έχουμε εδώ μέσα τώρα? Πάμε. Θέλω καμιά ωρίτσα ακόμα. Όσο μπορέσουμε το επόμενο σε άλλο στρατό. Όπα, ρε. Άμμο, μπαταρία θέλουμε. Μπαταρίες θέλουμε. κάνει. Φερτώ.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Μάλιστα. Πράγματα, μπατάρ. Φέρ τα φλερ εδώ, θα χρειαστούν γιατί βλέπω μπαταρία να βρίσκουμε σήμερα. Θα πάνω τώρα. Reach the top of the meal. Δεν είμαστε στο top εδώ. Δεν έχουμε φτάσει στο top εδώ. Α, σκάλα ρε. Περίμενε. Κάπου στα αυτά εδώ, στην πυρά. Αλλά πόσο το έχει αυτό, πόσο πιο πάνω πάει. Άλλο από εδώ. The darkness.
Be aware of Widowmakers.
Bye, φίλε. Άντε, γεια. Darkness, where's your face? Ναι, φέρε τις ό,τι κανιά εδώ. Δεν έχει κάτι άλλο εδώ. Όχι. Φέρτο.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the taken. No natural path had brought them here.
Πάει αυτό, make it through the wounds πάλι. Έχει τέτοιο. Θα πρέπει να βγούμε έξω από εδώ, να το. Φέρε μπαταρίες, φέρε μπαταρίες. Τώρα. Πάλι μείναμε χωρίς μπαταρίες. πάλι μην έχουμε μπαταρίες. Fuck, μόνο 4 έχουμε. 4 σφαίρες έχουμε shotgun. Έχουμε limited από τέτοιο ρευρό, να πούμε αλήθεια. Τι λες? Μπουλό. Τώρα ανεβαίνουμε πάνω, Make it 30 wounds. Από εδώ που έχει το φως.
Barry?
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What am I, crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
Ήταν του Μπέρι. Να δούμε πως θα γυρίσουμε πίσω μας αυτόν.
I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods.
Ωραία και μπαταρίες.
I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to Barry faster, and the headlights were a welcome bonus.
AIDS.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it, but it felt all wrong. Call it instinct, his posture, the way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
Φίλε, δεν βλέπω εδώ μέσα έτσι πως είναι. Έλα, πήραμε shotgun άμμο. Μόνο 3. Έλα. Find garage keys, λέει.
I had to find the key to the garage.
Δεν τα βλέπω εδώ. Δεν είναι εδώ μέσα, bro.
I needed the garage key to get to the car.
Ναι, το καταλαβαίνω. Μέσα στην
The
τουαλέτα.
garage key had to be somewhere nearby.
Έλα.
A story is not a machine
Άντε
that
πάλι
does
αυτό.
what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own.
You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
Κάνει Alice. Τι λες, φίλε? Τώρα μου κάνεις πλάκα. Νέφα. Γρήγορα. Αμάξι. Άντε γιο, man. YOLO, man. Έλα, τι θες? Οπα, όχι εδώ. Πηγαίνουν σωστά όμως, ρε, τι κάνω? Έχω ξεφτυλίσει τα μάξια. Ωραία, από εδώ καλά πάμε. Φτάσαμε όμως. Πού είναι? Πώς βλέπουμε το map, ρε bro? Πρέπει να είναι κι άλλο πάνω, φίλε. Πρέπει να είμαστε κι άλλο πάνω. Γάμο. Μάλλον δεν πάει εδώ.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
Τι ήταν αυτό? Πολύ ξύλο, φίλε. Πολύ ξύλο.
It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
Not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
Έλα, θες να μου δώσεις γυναίκα να σου δώσω σενάριο να πούμε? Αν είναι δυνατόν, φίλε, τώρα. Τι είναι? Εδώ πάνω δεν είναι ο Μπέρι, ρε. Εδώ είναι το εξοχικό που θέλει.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
Ου. Λέει, the darkness controlled the taken.
So glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Τι κάνω, ρε? Defeat the birds, λέει, σοβαρά μιλάς τώρα. Ου, ου, ου. Πώς?
Barry, you can open the door now. They're gone.
Τέλος.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
Bye now.
See you soon.
Have a great day.
Oh,
Hope
shit.
you come back soon. Welcome to the old dear diner.
Good girl.
Πίσω απ' όλα είναι αυτή η κολόγρια. Έπεσε το 2 τέλος.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I
Αυτό
don't
το
know.
επεισόδιο,
She's
παιδιά,
resourceful.
και κλείνουμε για
Told you
σήμερα.
you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
Μισό να βγάλω λίγο εδώ κάτι βλακές μου βγάλε.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspapers.
Έτσι θα πηγαίνουμε.
This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Divers Island, but the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Ωραίος. Κοίτα εδώ ο κουτσός που σπάει ρε φίλε. Στον πόλεμο έχασε το πόδι άλλος.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
Randolph. Καμάρι μου, πού θα πας καμάρι μου. Άντε, ψυχούλα μου.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Μας έπιασε ξημέρωμα αδερφέ.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Ναι, πάω.
Welcome to...
Oh, shit.
Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose.
Yes.
My manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al. Al, what's...
Oh, shit.
Barry! What?
Oh, shit. Νύπιαμε.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
Oh, φίλε.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going. Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark. My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste. Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had
Έχουμε
tried
μπλέξει
so
άσχημα εδώ
hard to
τώρα.
be bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those
Επειδή δεν
strangers,
μιλάω τόσο πολύ γιατί
Ryder and his
έχω
smart-ass
μπήκετε
son,
καλά εδώ μέσα
looked
έτσι.
like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
Get to the car. Το φορντάκι που είχαμε δει κάπου εδώ πέρα.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't...
Oh, you're gonna get it now.
Τι έγινε τώρα?
God knows what you've done to that poor girl. This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest. You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Slade!
Όχι ρε φίλε, τι κάνεις?
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake. Come on. Make it easy on him. Get after him. Don't let him get away. Move it. Move it. Move it. I'll have you shot. Let him get away.
Έλα κουράστηκες κιόλας. Δέξε μωρέ διάλε. Τι κάνει τώρα? Άντε τώρα να σωθούμε μέσα από εδώ. Page έχουμε εδώ κάτω. Όχι, ναι, Page.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Τι είναι αυτό τώρα? Τι γίνεται εδώ? Checkpoint. Ωραία. No, this way. I'm not here. Όχι, όχι, μην βγουν αυτοί. Αυτοί μου έλειπαν τώρα.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
Έχεις pointer, φίλε. Το κυνηγάνε όμως. Εδώ γίνεται χαμός. Kidnapper εδώ, απαγωγέας. Παίρνει τη γυναίκα. Θέλει το σενάριο όλο γραμμένο. Εσύ ψάχνεις ακόμα τις σελίδες. Χαμός γίνεται εδώ. Όχι, ρε. Έλα, ξεκουράσου, βλάκα. Όχι. Τώρα. Έχει μια φωτιά εδώ πέρα. Πάνω είναι το βενζινάδικο.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. But anyway, hey, what you... Come on. Sit down and give me...
I could see the lights at the radio station in the distance.
Ναι. Εκεί πρέπει να πάει.
We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive load of scotch about him, you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over.
Πώς θα κατέβουμε εδώ τώρα κάτω, ρε? Α, το δρόμο εδώ κάτω. Μάλλον κάπου θα πρέπει να έχει εδώ το δρομάκι που κατεβαίνει χαμηλά. Έχουμε και τον βλάκα να χανιάζει όλη την ώρα. Όχι, όχι, χάνω το δρόμο. Όχι, 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 δεν πάμε από εκεί. Κάπως πρέπει να βγούμε κάτω. Να πηδήξω. Πάνω, Αλλά, το περίμενα. Τα έκανε αυτά, δεν τα έκανε. Τα πιάσε. Όχι, δεν τα πιάσε.
This is James. Mulligan Thornton, come in. Over. Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything.
I could see the lights at the radio station in the distance.
Πώς πάμε όμως, bro?
Mulligan here. Over.
Φτάνουμε εκεί.
Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on
Πώς πάμε στο radio station?
that fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, you know what I mean? Over. I don't have anything on that deputy Mulligan. Over.
Να κάνουμε να φτάσουμε εκεί. Άρε.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Όχι, όχι τέτοια bro. Όχι τέτοια bro.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
Άρα τι κάνουμε? Destroy the gate.
There was no power to the searchlight.
Θα το βάλουμε μπροστά, εδώ. Πάμε. Πάμε. Ναι. Κάναμε. Τέλεια. Φέραμε και checkpoint εδώ. Έχουμε και το χαζόλι εδώ πέρα, αλλά χανιάζει όλη την ώρα, κατάλαβες. Ναι.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over.
Flashbang. What the fuck is that?
Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
Shit. Καλό. Γιατί μας το δίνει νωρίτερα αυτό?
And here's another call. You're on KBF-FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on.
Όχι ρε μπορώ. Δεν ξέρω που πάω, αδερφέ. Δεν ξέρω που πάω, αδερφέ. Open. Πολύ flashlight και ιστορίες τέτοιες τώρα εδώ, Όχι ρε. Σου. Ρε μπρογολόκο. Πώς τον εβαρέσω εγώ αυτόν. Ρε παιδιά. Τώρα σοβαρά τώρα ρε παιδιά. Φτάσαμε στο radio του Mix Station. Έλα. Γαμώ το κερατός βλάκα. Ρε παιδιά. Ρε παιδιά. Τι κάνουμε ρε παιδιά εδώ τώρα. Μπορείτε να μου πείτε λίγο. Τι κάνουμε γαμώτο. Τι κάνουμε. Walking light.
anyone could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Αυτό ήτανε. Για τη λέει, τι άρχος είναι αυτό.
Well, they'll have to try to sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
Well, thank you very much for that.
Καν λειτουργεί τίποτα εδώ μέσα. Ρε.
Just walked in, folks. I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake.
Τέλος.
Oh, I'm
Τέλος.
so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
Ωραία. Ούτε σε ρίξει είναι ασφαλές λοιπόν. Reach the train. Train.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
Φέρτε. Τι βαλέψουμε εδώ τώρα χωρίς όπλο, χωρίς τίποτα. Να τα έρχονται αυτά, τα βλέπω να έρχονται, τα βλέπω, τα νιώθω να έρχονται. Τι εγώ υποτίθεται τι πρέπει να κάνω εδώ. Ρε φίλε, να σου πω κάτι όμως τώρα. Εγώ τίποτα δεν πρέπει να κάνω τώρα εδώ, μπορείς να μου πεις. Ναι, ωραία, και τώρα τι θα κάνω? Εντάξει, εντάξει. Εγώ πως τι, υποτίθεται ότι θα κάνω τι, ας πούμε. Πώς θα πάω εγώ στο train, πού είναι αυτό, τι, δεν έχω όπλα, δεν έχω τίποτα. Έχει λαχανιάς και στο παπάρι. Έλα, αμέσως. Που υποτίθεται πρέπει να πάω, ρε φίλε. Δεν καν ξέρω πως θα που πάω, αλήθεια. Είχε αυτά τα βλαμμένα να με κυνηγάνε από πίσω. Έφτασα. Μου κάνεις πλάκα τώρα. Τι κάνει ρε? Αρχίζω να τρελαίνουμε τώρα ρε.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Δεν γίνεται να παίξω όλο αυτό πάλι. Να το. Οπα, δεν το είχα δει ποτέ αυτό αδερφέ. Πούντες ρε.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
The darkness controls the taken πάλι. Πέρτα εδώ αυτά. Τον ήπια μικρό. Σου πάριγνα. Καραμπινιά. Οπλάκι, οκ. Να φτάσουμε πίσω εκεί, Εδώ έχει page. Πάμε το page εδώ.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Μάλιστα. Μπερνάει από εδώ, μόνο για το page ήρθαμε. Το raid station δεν είναι που... Το radio station είναι από εδώ είναι. Ω. Όχι. Εδώ. Page.
Nightingale stared through
Όχι.
broken... Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Train. Άλλο ήθελε. Ωραία. Α, έχουμε και shotgun ήδη τώρα. Ωραία. Ωχ, τα δίνει όλα αυτά, δεν είναι καλό.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me. The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Μάλιστα.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Follow. Thanks for the information. Σιγά καλέ. Το έχεις πάει
The
κανένα
darkness
μάτι.
that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Τι κάνω ρε μπρο. Μην χαστώ και γέφυρα, τι κάνει ρε. Πεθάναμε από χαστούκια στη γέφυρα, δηλαδή τρελαθούμε. Εκεί πότε τι πρέπει να κάνω, να τρέξω ας πούμε όσο πιο γρήγορα μπορώ. Μα, τώρα θα το κάνω τροχάδι όσο πιο γρήγορα γίνεται.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Τι κάνει ρε φίλε, μπορείς να μου εξηγήσεις λίγο τι γίνεται. Δεν θα φτάσω ποτέ εκεί. ποτέ όμως. Ναι, μου γράφεις follow ρε bro, να πούμε. Θες να μου πεις λίγο και πώς να το αποφύγω όλο αυτό το χάλι εδώ.
That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over.
Είπα μήπως υπήρχε προοπτική να περάσει από εκεί. Όχι, αλλά θέλει κατευθείαν αριστερά. Μετά όμως εκεί που ξεκινά να πέφτουν αντικείμενα τι γίνεται. Το πάω κόψω όλο αριστερά. Έτσι, έτσι. Έτσι, από εδώ φεύγω από εδώ. Και τι κάνουμε τώρα? Τι, πώς φεύγω από εδώ? Πώς φεύγω από εδώ από το λογίστηκα, μπορείς να μου πεις? Πώς? Θα βγαίνω... Δεν το πήρα.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Hola, hola. So... Find the vehicle, λέει. Ωραία. Καλό να το λες. Πήγε ρε βλάκα. Τι λέει? In light you can hurt them. Thank you. Δεν μου λες κάτι που δεν ήξερα, η αλήθεια είναι. Βγάζει φως εκεί πέρα γιατί έχει vehicle.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Έπεσα. Έρχονται. Έλα ρε, να σε βαστάει. Φέρω αυτά εδώ. Έχω γίνομαι φλερ τέτοιο, Κι άλλο έχει το. Φέρτα εδώ αυτά. Limited. Δεν έχω καραμπινιές, Κουτγκανίδια δεν έχουμε. Έχει κι άλλο εδώ. Όπα ρε, ακόμα on. Ναι ρε. Με έχει βάλει μέσα το game. Είναι μεγάλο ρε φίλε. Ήθελα να το σπάσω σε 2 κομμάτια. Μόλις τελειώσω, αυτό το game πάει με episodes. Το είμαι στο 3ο episode. Μόλις τελειώσω το 3ο. Τι ώρα θα κλείσει? Τώρα τελειώνω το 3ο episode ρε. Και φεύγω. Ψάχνω λίγο εδώ το πρώτο που το άλλο. Μέσα. Όχι. Έλα, βλάκα, λαχάνιασες. Ωραία.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now.
Τελειώνει νομίζω το τρίτο επεισόδιο, Όχι.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Τα μάξι θα πάω. Μάλλον.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Ωραία, πάει από εδώ. Έλα. Εδώ είμαστε. Εδώ και μια ρησιά στο αγροτικό. Έλα, δώσε λίγο πόνο ακόμα. Έλα. Να δούμε τι είναι εδώ πάνω. Checkpoint κατευθείαν εδώ μεταξύ.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass, not necessarily in that.
Τσάμπα κατέβηκα αυτό.
No, folks, I know him.
Δεν μπορώ να αλλάξω και αμάξι. Τι λες, φίλε? Τι πες μου, Grand Theft. Grand Theft παίζουμε, ρε. Κάνα page μη βρούμε, ρε φίλε. Γι' αυτό κατεβαίνω εγώ τώρα εδώ για την ιστορία. Είσαι χαζός, το ξέρεις. Θα τρελαθούμε, ρε. Να, δεν το ξέρω εγώ.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Ωραία. Α, εδώ. Με βλάκας ρε, με πολύ βλάκας. Πολύ βλάκας. Πες μου σε παρακαλώ, δεν το έχω πάρει τώρα. Δεν το έχω πάρει τώρα.
This is Pat Main and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks, I want to
Α,
apologize
όχι
for
αυτό.
kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was
Μόνος μου. Ό,τι να είναι.
I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in
Έλα ο Σαν Αντρέας. Θα πάρω πάλι το page εκεί πάνω. Κουράστηκε ρε, κουράστηκε ο κουράδας. Εντάξει, πώς δεν χρειάζεται να διαβάσει. Όχι, όχι. Πήγα να ξαναπεθάνω ρε. Τόσο χαζός. Πάμε. Τι λες?
Early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Κάτι μου βγάλει εδώ. Αχ, περίπτωση. Έχουμε page.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Μάλιστα. It's not gonna happen.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Wake.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You
you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
Ναι, μαζί σου είμαι κι εγώ.
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Τι είναι αυτό τώρα?
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Πώς μπήκα εγώ εδώ μέσα, πώς βγαίνω από εδώ? Αυτό είναι, δεν είναι πόρτα ρε φίλε, δεν δουλεύεις. Τι είναι, τι μου διαφεύγει τώρα? Δεν έχω ροπηδάει να φύγει από το τέτοιο. Leave the building. Εύκολα να το λες μπρο. Α, εδώ ρε. Εδώ. Έρχεται αυτό που ακόμα δεν ξέρω τι είναι χρήσιμο. Μπαταρίες. Reach the limit. Δώζεσαι και αυτό. Καταπαχτεί. Σοβαρά τώρα. Page.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Φίλε όλα... όλα αυτά είναι διάσπαρτα όμως τώρα, έτσι. Γιατί μου δίνεις άφθονες σφαίρες τώρα? Oh my shit. Απλά αυτό θα έχουμε τώρα. Ρε φίλε, τι είναι αυτά? Πήγε από εδώ. Είναι μέσα. Έλα, έλα. Αλήθεια τώρα. Σοβαρά τώρα. Έλα, μπείτε. Δεν έχει κατάλαβα.
What the hell?
Φίλε. Και τώρα? Εδώ.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Turn off the power, From εκεί πίσω. Κάπου είναι, τον άκουσα λένε. Ωραία, turn off. Μπορώ να περάσω τώρα από εδώ. Οκ. Ωραία. Κάτι άλλο? Έλα το θηρίο. Πούμε λίγο. Ποιος είναι ρε? Ποιος άλλος είναι ρε? Ρέξε. Κουράστηκε βλάκας, κοίτα τον, πώς κάνει, κοίτα τον. Τι άλλο είναι? Οπα, πόρτα. Oh shit. Τόσες σφαίρες. Τι έλεγε? Α. Ωραία. Σφαιρίτσες λίγες ακόμα θέλουμε να είμαστε σίγουροι. Trust no one in the dark. Μάλιστα. Τώρα παιδιά, λογικά δεν έχει πάρα πολύ το τρίτο επεισόδιο ακόμα. Follow.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Τώρα, έτσι the mirror pick look out. Αυτό από εδώ δεν ανεβαίνει άλλο. Έτσι δεν είναι? Τι λες? Αυτό που ήρθε εδώ, το σπίτι μέσα. Ήρθα.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
Όχι τέτοια. Dark. Burn it. Έλα. Page. Page. Έλα. Φύγαμε. Πού είμαστε εδώ?
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here.
Chandler.
All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Ωραία, έχει και πάνω, άρα θα πάμε από εδώ. Δείχνει βελάκι, Ωραία, ας πάρουμε αρχικά αυτό. Βλάκας, βλάκας. Βλάκας. Κουράστηκε κιόλας ο βλάκας. Τώρα. Τώρα τα... Ρε. Περίμενε. Δεν θέλει άλμα εδώ. Παιδιά, θα σκάσω μα δεν το πετύχω τώρα. Θέλει. Εδώ, ούτε μέχρι το... Αϊ. Μόνος μου. Το πήρα. Το πήρα όμως. Δεν με νοιάζει. Εγώ θέλω να δω που ήταν το εδώ έδειχνε. Εδώ δείχνει, εδώ, Trust no one in the dark. Ξανά πες. Μάλιστα. Δεν γίνεται άμα δεν παίξουμε το ξύλο εδώ. Ωραία. Πραγματικά... Όχι, τα πήρα αυτά. Κατεβαίνουμε τώρα.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Τι κάνει αυτός βλάκος, Ναι. πάω από εδώ. Όχι. Όχι ρε, από εδώ ήρθα. Χαζός. Τι είναι? Χάθηκα. Λάπα νομίζω. Τι έκανα? Ήρθα σε τι σημείο ρε φίλε. Να εδώ πάνω πρέπει να πάμε ρε. Κοίτα εδώ χαζός. Όχι. Άντε γιο, man. Αδεκιό. Checkpoint.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Και πώς ανεβαίνουμε εδώ?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Πάμε τώρα, ρε φίλε. Εδώ πάνω πρέπει να ανέβουμε.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Όχι. Κακαρισμένο από εδώ. Δεν μπορώ να μπω να δω, δεν έχει τίποτα, κανένα μπαταρία, τίποτα. Στο πόρτα. Όχι, παράθυρο μπαίνει. Όχι, άρα δεν έχει τίποτα. Απλά τα πράγματα. Σελίδα.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Πήγε checkpoint. Σφαίρες, μπαταρίες, ιστορίες τέτοιες. Δεν βλέπω τίποτα, μπρο. Τίποτα όμως. Από τέτοια πράγματα εδώ. Εδώ. Όχι. Πάμε όλα ευθεία. Δεν έχουμε σφαίρες. Δεν έχουμε, τι θα κάνουμε? They're here. Μάλιστα. Έλα, ξελαχάνιασε λίγο ρε. Μας έχεις πάει όλο το παιχνίδι τάπανα. Δεν είναι δυνατόν. Εδώ μέσα πρέπει να περάσω. Όχι, από εδώ ήρθα. Πού ήρθα ρε? Τι έκανε? Με πλάκωσε. Έλα. Έλα, έχω χαλάσει 4 τέτοιο. Τι είναι αυτή? Ό,τι να είναι, Ω, κλειδιά. Cross the ghost town. Κλειδιά, για πού ρε φίλε? Εδώ. Κοντά. Το βρήκε. Flare gun. Αμμό.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators, summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Μάλιστα. Φέρτε. Οκ. Τι γίνεται ρε φίλε εδώ? Δεν ξέρω αν τελειώνει το τρίτο επεισόδιο ακόμα ή όχι. Πήγε πάρα πολύ και το βλέπω να κλείνουμε. Που να είναι.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Δώσε πράγμα. Πράγμα στο λαό. Λεργάν. Ιστορίες. Πάμε.
Birds.
Αλήθεια. Σοβαρά τώρα.
Birds.
Έλα. Έλα.
Birds.
Έχετε καταλάβει τι κάνει. Περπατάει. Σε όλο το game τώρα αυτό συμβαίνει. Δηλαδή δεν περπατάει ευθεία. Πρέπει να χαζοκάνω εγώ τέτοιο. Χαζοκάνω εγώ το κινητό από την αντίθετη μεριά. Περπατάω, βλέπετε. Και όταν έχει εννοείται εμπόδια να πηδήξω και να κάνω. Ναι, ελάτε όμως. Κάντε το attack. Έτσι. The Silver Mine. Ωπω φίλε, τι έχει ρε. Πόσο έχει ρε. Εντάξει, βλέπετε πόσο ενοχλητικό είναι το φως, έτσι. Δεν βοηθάει. Τι λες ρε. Ωχ, πάκα μην πεις τι κάνω κύκλους. Πώς βγαίνω έξω από εδώ τώρα? Έχει τη μία διέξοδο μετά την άλλη. Ωραία, πάμε σιγά σιγά. Ωραία. Ναι, αυτή φωνάζει άλλον άλλον.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain. Alice? Alice?
Ωραία, φίλε, τι γίνεται?
I gotta get out of here.
How I get out of here? Α,
The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
έχει πράγμα εδώ, missing part αρκετά βλέπω. Παιδιά, δεν θα παιχτεί όλο το chapter, όλο το επεισόδιο 3. Όχι, θα το αφήσω εδώ. Θα το αφήσω εδώ. Dead. Σβήσαμε. Σβήσαμε, παιδιά, για σήμερα. Μπάλ. Τεντώσαμε. Λοιπόν, δεν νομίζω να γίνει καμπάνια το επόμενο ακριβώς Σαββατοκύριακο Alan Wake. Έτσι. Ενδεχομένως να επαχθεί κάτι άλλο το άλλο Σαββατοκύριακο. Και το μεθεπόμενο να γίνει συνέχεια του Alan Wake. Θέλω να πιστεύω θα καταφέρουμε να τερματίσουμε. Αν μπορέσουμε. Αυτά. Λοιπόν, παιδάκια, η ώρα έχει περάσει πάρα πολύ. Είμαστε τόσες ώρες stream. Ελπίζω στο σενάριο να σας έβαλε μέσα. Έχει εκπληκτικό σενάριο. Φοβερό. Εμένα με έβαλε πάρα πολύ μέσα. Δηλαδή σκεφτείτε, δεν είδα καν τι ώρα είναι. Τώρα το βλέπω. Ελπίζω να άρεσε και εσάς πάρα πολύ. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ όσοι είστε εδώ και με βοηθήσατε. Και όσοι παρακολουθήσατε το live. Θα ανεβάσω ένα αρκετά μεγάλο κομμάτι του live και στο YouTube. Θα το δείτε σύντομα. Αυτά. Θα ραντεβούτε το επόμενο Σαββατοκύριακο. Ενδεχομένως με κάτι άλλο. Και θα τα ξαναπούμε. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.